Ta-da. And we're live. So welcome to Joan's Animal Book Club. And I want to welcome everybody. I've never done it this way before, so this is exciting. And I'm very excited to bring on my guest, Francoise Malby Anthony, and her book, An Elephant in My Kitchen. And I am so excited to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Joan. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a great pleasure to be with you today.
Yes. So I had read your husband's book and had fallen in love with the whole place, and was so, obviously bereft with the rest of the world when he died. And it's so funny because in my heart, I had hope that you would carry on that work, And so for me to read this book, and I had followed you on Facebook, but just the work you've done since has been so amazing. So I just want to say thank you for the work you do.
Thank you so much, Joan. Very kind. Thank you. It's a book with lots of emotions and lots of action.
Oh my God, I have cried so much don't read the book with mascara on at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and a lot of tissues. Yeah, I do advise this.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's beautiful stories as well. Yes.
Uh-oh. We were frozen for a moment. What was that?
No, I was just saying it's full of beautiful rescue stories as well. There are some very emotional moments, very sad, but it's all about the reality of the life in the bush. When you live in the middle of nature, there are some stories which are beautiful and some are not always so beautiful as you can read in the book, and that's a reality.
Yes, very much. And I mean, the ups and downs you've been through, it's just amazing. And so I'm so glad that you're still doing this work. So when you first moved there, I'm going back to the very beginning of the book. For you, what was it like to think you were bringing in these rogue elephants, this wild herd?
Well, it was a complete. It was an adventure. I think that Lawrence and I, we didn't know what we were getting into. Even when we got the game reserve, it was 22 years ago. I don't think that we knew that was going to happen. It was an adventure from the beginning, and then we decided to get the elephants. That was the beginning of our real life-changing adventure, as I could call it. We got those elephants, 7 elephants. It was no, we couldn't say those elephants they were problem elephants. They were in trouble, and we just did it from the bottom of our heart, from the heart. Yeah, that's it. It was just the beginning of let's say it would be the beginning of the beautiful passion, which started like this with a lot of difficulties because they escaped. Then we had to get them back. It took us a week because you can lose the 7 elephants. Yes, you can believe that you can lose them, and it took us a week to find them. And after that, we decided, no, we're not letting them go again because they were going to be shot. And after that, it's been a whole long work that Lawrence started to get into communication with them while they were in the Boma. And because they had to be put back into the Boma so that they could accustom to the new environment. And the same Boma from which they escaped a week before. So we decided to keep them for about 10 to 14 days there. And that's where Lawrence created that amazing relationship, which is quite unique in a way, where he decided to get into communication and to get into, let's say, a very special relationship with the matriarch. the matriarch is the big boss. The matriarch is a leader of
Right.
herd of elephants, and she is the one who leads and directs and guides the herd in the interest of all. So everybody listens to her. She's highly respected. She's the oldest, and it's always a female, by the way, just to say,
Mm-hmm.
the matriarch. And so Lawrence became very started an amazing relationship with her, a beautiful love story. We can call it like that, a love story. And
Yeah.
it's thanks to that the herd was actually saved, because I think that Nana, the matriarch, told the other, the rest of the family, of the elephant family. They just said, "No, that's a good man. I think we found the right person, and we're going to be staying here for the rest of our life." I think that's what she said.
That's so beautiful. And it's interesting because it feels like your whole book is really. I'm an animal communicator, and the people in this group are interested in animal communication and relationships with animals. And so, to me, it feels like you all are doing animal communication there.
If we doing communication here, of course, uh, um, animal communication is something very personal. I think that um, we can communicate. Of course, communication exists with all animals. It is something very personal, and the interpretation of behavior of animals as well comes only from your own viewpoint. So communication is the same thing. You communicate your own way. I mean, everybody has got dogs and cats and horses. I mean, animals that most of people have got. It's not everyone who's got elephants around. Just because elephants are extremely intelligent, but I mean, everybody can communicate with animals. Everybody, you just do it your own way, and by listening, by observing, and that's all. And
Yeah.
that's the way it works.
And I love the story of how some of the baby rhinos seem to communicate with each other and with Ellie, the elephant. And but I'll get into that more in a moment. Um, so it's interesting that you had zero background with elephants, and now you live with a herd. They're your family.
With 29, big family, yeah.
Oh my
29
God.
elephants. And the thing, we've got 4,500 hectares, which is quite big, but it's not big enough. So we're busy working at the expansion. We've had to put the elephants on contraception because we were told by the authorities, it's enough now, too many babies. You must increase the land so that you can have more, your elephant family can make more babies. So that's where we are at the moment. We're starting a little bit, the first phase of the expansion normally in a couple of weeks. And we're waiting for the lockdown to finish. Lockdown normally is next week, Thursday, normally on our side. So this is what we have. But talking about communication and talking about amazing behavior during this lockdown, we've been in lockdown now for 4 weeks in South Africa. And so we've got no guests, of course. We've got no guests, no game drives, no jeep, no safari vehicles driving around. And the elephants usually they in the game reserve quite far, so the game rangers have got to go with the vehicles, and we go and see and go and track them and look for them. Now, at the moment, the past 5 days, now I think the elephants are really wondering what's happening, because nobody's coming to see them anymore. Nobody is visiting them. They don't have. I don't know if they feel they're being neglected or forgotten, or maybe they think we're all dead on the planet. No more humans. So what they've been doing, they've been coming between the lodge, the tent camp, the house where we live here. Actually, now they're all around the house at night, which is
Oh my
quite
God.
unusual. I mean, they all around the house trying to see. We cannot see them at night very well, unfortunately, but they're not far from they're all around the house. This morning they were below the house. So I took a video. I just put it on Facebook now. And yesterday they were by the telecam. I don't know. They're looking for. They're looking for. They look for. I think very unusual, very interesting. As an observation of the strange behavior.
It's funny because I was thinking if other than I'm here in lockdown with my own horses, dogs, and cat, and nature all around me, so I'm in a pretty great spot. But the only other place I'd want to be, I think, is where you are, with no people around and a bunch of elephants. That sounds like heaven to me.
It is. It is. I must say, we're very lucky. We're very privileged to be in lockdown, on a 4,500 hectares place with elephants walking past, and because the rhinos as well. The rhinos walk past as well. They come and check on us as well. Elephants come and check on us. It's nice. It's wonderful. We feel loved.
That's so funny because normally you're out checking on them, and they're like, "What?" Checking on you.
Yeah, it's a reverse. It's reverse situation.
Yeah, that's really funny. And so I wanted to talk to you about. So after you brought in the elephants, and after you lost Lawrence, then you had a big dream with the baby rhinos and having an orphanage, and maybe you could talk a little bit about what that was like.
Yeah, the orphanage. In 2009, our last rhino, Heidi was her name, was killed. She was about 15 years old, and she got killed by poachers. She was our last rhino. That was in August 2009. And in October 2009, we had the opportunity to get two little orphan rhinos of 4 months and 8 months, Tabo and Tombi. So we got them.
Mm-hmm.
They were orphans from poaching. Their mother had been killed as well. And we decided to take them to Tula. We didn't have an orphanage at that time. We didn't have a rehab center, which means that on the rehabilitation side, the problem that they had too much contact with humans, which is a problem in rehabilitation. Rehabilitation should be with a purpose of releasing into the wild, in their natural habitat. So that was the purpose as well for those two little rhinos, Tabo and Tombi. But the problem, they were always with humans, and now they have to be protected as well. So when they were 18 months old, they were brought up at the lodge by carers, and then at 18 months old, they were released into the wild. But because we had to protect them, because just to give you an idea, like 2 weeks after Lawrence passed away, a poacher tried to kill Tabo. Tabo was only 3 years old. So after that, we had to put people all the time with them, 24 hours, day, night, the whole time. They had to be accompanied by guards. So they've been used a little bit to humans, but that's the way we chose to do it now. They're still together. They always wander around. But they've been humanized. Voila. So that was the reason why the orphanage was created, to be able to rescue and rehabilitate baby rhinos, which were victims from poaching, with a mother was killed. So that was the best way, with very little human interference.
So when you made the orphanage, I have a weird clicking sound, I think. What is that sound? Let me see if
What I can tell you as well, that in the meantime, last year in May, we got, that's not in the book, but it's a later story about our rhinos, because Tabo is not really producing any babies. So what we got him a girlfriend, a rhino lady, a little bit older than him, with a little bit more experience, and one who had a daughter. So we called her Mona Lisa. both of them. Mona and Lisa. So arrived on the 10th of May last year at Chula Chula. And so that was supposed to be the girlfriend for Tabo, but Tabo, no, didn't work out anyway, but whatever. Lisa died in January, unfortunately, from a viral infection. And last month, on the 21st of March, we had the most beautiful surprise. Mona gave birth to a little baby rhino, which is beautiful. So that is a perfect setting. It's beautiful. And we just gave her a name which means Sisi. Busisi, way in Zulu means blessing. So those two are completely wild. They're a perfect example of wild rhinos. They are in the wild, in the bush. They don't try to come towards humans, and that's a wonderful thing. So we've got two wild elephants now, a mother and baby. And we've got Tabo and Tombi, who are a little bit more humanized, but we never know if they'll make a baby, those two. I don't think so, but it doesn't matter, at least.
They've been together a long time, right?
Sorry?
They've been together a long time.
They've been together all the, yeah, it's like an old couple, you know?
Right.
Yeah, they've been together a long time, yeah.
So there may be no babies.
It's like his sister. He thinks his sister. That's it. This is what we all say. That's why he's not making babies. He thinks his sister. Yeah, that's it.
Funny.
Rhino psychology, you know, we try to understand. It's not always easy.
They are unusual creatures for sure.
They are unusual creature, yeah, very, very. But you know, we got the elephants and the rhinos. They meet sometimes, huh? And Tabo, listen, they've all been dehorned, huh? All our rhinos. But Tabo is very funny. Tabo, he likes to think he's the strongest and the best and he attacks the elephants. He just I've got videos of rhino and elephant, and they play a little bit like boys, you know. It's ego thing.
Yeah, like boys. So when you started your orphanage, that was a big dream for you, and you still have a lot of animals in the orphanage, right?
No, we don't have an orphanage anymore. Actually, we had the most terrible poaching tragedy happen exactly 3 years ago. In 2017,
no,
we had 5. Terrible story. Yeah.
Yeah, I read about that. But you don't still have some animals there?
No. We've got it's a rehabilitation center for all kind of animals. So we had certain kind of animals, but now we've asked for a permit to rehabilitate wild cats. So we want to specialize into this category of endangered species. There are certain wild cats which are endangered. So we want to go into that field. But for this, we have to have a permit that we should be getting right after the lockdown.
What sort of cats?
Wild cats, all kind of cats. You know, you got different kind of cats. Like some genus, some jackals, some all kind of wild cats. Not the big ones, maybe cheetahs as well. Cheetahs being highly endangered as well.
Yes, I've taken people to a cheetah place, and they're very endangered.
Yes.
So like caracals or servals.
That's it. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And so when you first started, wasn't there one leopard on your place?
There was one. Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I know. I have a weird clicking. Didn't you have a wild leopard on your preserve when you started?
We've got leopard on the property. Yes, we've got leopards, but we've had sometimes a lion or even wild dogs who escape from the big game reserve, national game reserve that we've got next to us. So they escaped and they come here for a little while at Chula Chula, because we don't do any hunting at Chula Chula. So they're really having a wonderful time, the wild dogs and the lions, because they can they've got so much. We got a lot of antelopes at Chula Chula, so unfortunately that's a problem because wild dogs and lions they can eat a lot. So they arrive here, they're having a wonderful time. But after that, we're very happy when they leave because they, I don't know why they just escape from the big national game reserve and then they go back home. Yeah.
So do you see the lions very much?
The lions, no. Lions, no. We don't have lions at Chula Chula. It's a one big cat that we don't have. We've got leopard, and we're planning to get cheetahs, but we don't have lions. No, lions are you need a minimum of 5,000 hectares for lions, but well, lions are the problem for lions is that our wildlife is not used to big predators like that. So I don't think they would know what's hitting them. I think that lions would be doing a hell of a butchery here at Chula Chula. We've got a problem with that. So it's not something I'm so keen. Cheetahs, leopards are not the same category, and so no. I'll give it some thought. Maybe one day if we are much bigger, if we reach like 10,000, 15,000 hectares, one day maybe. We never know. That was a dream of Lawrence to increase the land. We started at 1,500 hectares, very small, and now we are 4,500. We're going to be 5,000 very soon with the first phase of the expansion. Then the second phase of the expansion is 2,000 hectares. And then we're going to go slowly, gently like this, growing, giving more space to animals because if you don't do hunting and you got very few predators, the population of animals increases. But this is what we want. This is what we're in, not only endangered species. I mean, of course, increasing population of rhinos and cheetahs and elephants. They're all endangered species, but I think as well, all sorts of animals. As I say, we don't do any cutting of. Vulture, vultures. True, highly endangered vulture.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to ask a couple questions about life with elephants. And let me see, Claudia, do you know why it's clicking? Claudia was on here. Wonder if I can get a. Hold on. Let me see.
Hi, Joan. I'm on. Francoise, I'm so sorry to interrupt the interview, but there's a lot of clicking when Joan speaks.
Yeah, no, I can hear.
When I speak too,
I can hear.
And I think it's the buffering service on the StreamYard. I don't think we can change that. So.
Okay.
But we could still understand the questions. It's just an annoying little click. We're okay. Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm leaving the interview now.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Claudia. So, and I know there's so many people that are watching this that absolutely love your book. And so, and I think we all have a little jealousy that you get to live with elephants. Do you have a favorite of the herd yourself?
A favorite elephant? A favorite
one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, I've got little baby Tom, the one who came in my kitchen. That is one of the most,
in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I think it's one of the most beautiful story because it's a happy ending story. It's really the most amazing feeling to realize that you got a baby elephant in your garden. And then completely lost, completely so vulnerable. And it's 120 kilo, but still very fragile and vulnerable. And you put her into your kitchen and you give her some food, just like a baby. And then you go and look for the mother and you wonder, how come the mother didn't realize that she had lost her baby. That is still a mystery for us, because, as you know, communication within a herd of elephants is so strong. I mean, they can communicate through kilometers. And that baby was alone from 3 o'clock in the morning the night before, and she arrived at 8 o'clock at night. I mean, how come during all that time the mother didn't
That's
think
easy.
of looking for her? And how come this baby landed here? And that was her luck, because she could have ended up in the game reserve. She could have been eaten. We got hyenas, we got leopard, we saw some predators. I mean, she was just a very small little thing. Anyway, so it's a
Little
beautiful
baby.
story, because it was really a beautiful story. It's just
It's one of my
successful.
favorite stories, and
Successful.
also
Yeah.
the idea that how did she find her way to you? That's the thing that just blew my mind. That she ended up at the right spot. And then I loved your
Exactly.
dog smelling around.
Yeah. And how did she land here? It's you see, we all assume things. Did she know it was the place where she could be safe? She would be taken back to her mother. I think there are so many strange phenomena happening, in the wild. Um, that there is no scientific explanation. They just happen. It's something that we witness them, and we try to understand them, but sometimes there's no explanation. They just happen. But we interpret them. I mean, there's no explanation, but we choose to interpret them the way we want. But we've had just like that baby elephant as well that we rescue, but in the wild, because that baby Vuzi had a wire around the face.
Right.
Those wires are set up by poachers, and there's the most terrible thing. So that baby must have put his head into a snare and couldn't eat at all, because his mouth was just blocked, and the mother actually pushed that baby towards the game ranger, who was in the game drive vehicle with guest, and to show that the baby had a problem. And knowing that the ranger so called immediately our game reserve manager, we arrived, and we called the helicopter, veterinarian, and they all, it was like a cowboy mission, as I call it. And they all, because when you got a baby like that, I mean, you got all the aunts and mother, and they all around that baby, because they want to protect it from anything else. But at the same time, that baby was going to die. He was 7 days old, couldn't feed from the mother. He was going to die. So it was extraordinary. The helicopter had to chase the whole herd first, dart the baby, and once the baby was on the ground, the helicopter dropped, and then they take off the snare, and then give the reversal drug to the baby so that he wakes up. But now he wakes up, he's on his own. So the helicopter pilot, I mean, they are incredible, those guys. They had to go all around the game reserve to find the herd again, because the herd had gone away. And they had to gather again the mother, the aunt, I mean, the whole rest of the herd towards the baby, so that the baby wouldn't be on his own when he wakes up. That's the thing as well, which there's no explanation, and but which is amazing, is when that evening I invited the whole team at 7 o'clock at night. Sorry, I had a call. To call to the lodge for a drink, to thank them the rescue, successful rescue. And guess who was at the entrance of the lodge while I had invited people? The whole herd of elephants were there. But
I remember that.
normal elephant, they would have never done that, because it was an extremely traumatizing moment for them.
Right.
The babies, the herd. I mean, it was just helicopter. They hate helicopters, because it means capture, it means darting, it means always something unpleasant. So incredible. How can you interpret that? So you interpret it of course, they came to say thank you. This is what I love about animals. They show their gratitude. They show gratitude. They show appreciation, obviously.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. You know, one thing that I think people here in the States wouldn't really understand is the terror that you must live with every single day.
Sorry.
The idea of poachers.
Sorry, I can't hear you anymore. I can't hear you anymore.
Okay. Claudia?
Joan, I can't hear you anymore. I don't know. There's a sound problem.
Francoise, can you?
Okay, hold on.
Yes,
Claudia?
I can hear you now.
Are you
Yeah.
Okay.
I lost you
All
for
right.
1 minute. Yeah.
Okay, I'm here. All right. So what I was saying is that we in the States have no. Claudia, you might have to stay here.
I think I have to stay on. Okay, I'll stay on. Can you hear us, Francoise?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, perfectly.
All right. We're just going to keep Claudia here. So.
I can't hear.
No, she can't hear you, Joan.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, Claudia?
I can hear you, Francoise. This is a new system we're using so that we can have conferences on Facebook Live. So there's some major glitches, and we apologize for that. But Joan, can you try talking again and see if Francoise can hear you?
Can you hear me now? The clicking stopped, but
Joan.
Okay, so
what if we take?
Yeah.
I'll remove you and add you again. Hold on.
All right.
Okay, try that now.
Okay, I'm back.
Can you hear her, Francoise?
Can you hear me?
Yes. It's working.
All right. So what the question I was going to ask was, what we don't understand here in the States is the extent that you live with poachers. I mean, that must be something that you fear every single minute of your life.
It's incredible. You see, Joan, and I must tell you, during lockdown, I don't know, have you got lockdown in America? You have lockdown?
Not quite. Yeah. Yes, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 4 weeks. We are into 4 weeks of lockdown. We got 1 more week. You have no idea. The poaching has increased tremendously. It's actually scary. The poaching has increased because there is no movement. There are no guests. There is no game drive vehicle driving around. That's what I'm saying. Even, we used to have vehicles driving all around the game reserve non-stop, with guests or whatever. So now we've had to increase security because the poaching has gone crazy. So you see, the poachers have got plenty of, they've got the space now, nobody's really checking. So we've had to increase security. So increasing costs, the cost of security and anti-poaching is unfortunately something that we cannot reduce. We can only increase it. And we cannot stop it because if we stop security and anti-poaching, we don't have any more rhinos by next week.
Right.
This is outside. This is outside. So we keep what we keep doing at Tula on social media.
Hold on. I think
we keep. I've lost. Yeah, we keep promoting the fact that anti-poaching is an absolute necessity. That we have to increase it because in those days, unfortunately, times are very tough. So we've got planes, we've got security by the air, we've got cameras all around the game reserve. We actually caught some poachers last week, and we saw them 2 weeks ago. We saw them on camera during the night. I mean, it's 24 hours every single day of the year, and we have to. I've got patrols. I've got game rangers checking. I mean, following the rhinos day and night. I mean, it's just look like a surreal, but this is what we have to do. We have to do that. We have another choice. This is something we cannot stop. We cannot avoid this. This is a one thing, and that's why we really hope that the lockdown is going to be able to get guests because hospitality, we are really badly hit with the lockdown. We can't have any guests, until the lockdown. Because people now they want to start traveling from August only. What are we going to do until August? I don't know. It's a catastrophe because people are scared of flying. We.
Right.
So anyway, it's just one of the big dramatic moments that we listen. We've been going through a lot of adversity, as you can read in my book. Of course, we've been through a lot of
Right.
adversity. Adversity
A
makes you
lot.
creative. Adversity is good. I think it's good. It makes you creative. It makes you open the road to new opportunities, which is true. Look what's happening. I mean, since this crisis happening in the world, but on the wildlife, I'm very concerned. I'm very worried because I don't know if other game reserve, what are they going to do? I don't know. I'm just concerned because it's the future of wildlife is in our hands now, and we have to make everything possible to keep them. There's a survival issue. Humans
Yeah.
humans and animals, but we all need together. Like here we employ 60 people. Out of the 60 people, 56 come from the local communities. So anyway, we're in for a bit of a tough time, but I mean, we're in for a little bit of a tough time, but I mean, we've done it before, so we keep positive.
Well, I don't know if Claudia's already put the donation thing in the chat, but we're going to be putting the donation thing everywhere. And I also, I can promise you that I will be bringing people to you at some point. So when things start opening up, I will put a group together to visit you and your elephant.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I have questions.
Yes.
Joan and Francoise, there's some questions for some of the people that are watching. Let me start back. I'll start with just as Facebook user, but says, thank you, Ms. Francoise Maldi Anthony, for sharing your story filled with so much love, strength, power from all humans and animals involved, and true compassion. You and your people are absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Yes. I can speak for all of us because people are commenting that the attack, I'm going to start crying, the attack on the orphanage destroyed our hearts to the point where I can't think about it. So I'm just going to keep on moving.
I'm sure that's how you must feel every day.
I can't even imagine us not even knowing the animals and you having that connection with those those rhinos, those baby rhinos, to deal with that and have to walk into that. It was horrific to experience as a reader. I can't imagine how it was for you. Let me see what questions. Are you still, okay, so one Facebook viewer wants to know, are you still with Clement? If so, does he also embrace your passion for Thula Thula?
Absolutely, but he's around. He's around. Clement, the readers are asking to embrace it. He loves the bush. He loves, absolutely. He loves he absolutely loves. We are in lockdown together at Thula Thula, and he absolutely loves the animals. He loves the wildlife. He loves the bush. Absolutely.
Well, your story about how he was welcomed by the elephants was amazing.
It's so great. Yeah.
And then someone else wants to know, are you still dehorning the rhinos?
Oops. Every 14 months.
Okay. And Cheryl William wants to know, how is your relationship with Frankie the elephant now?
Beautiful, beautiful. She comes and she looks at me and she looks and we look at each other. We understand each other. We're fine. She's been around. That was the most amazing thing as well. So I was just going to the UK to promote my book. And Frankie is a lot in my book, of course, and in my thought. And that's when she came into my garden, which she had never done before. And she was around. I mean, she's not allowed to come in garden, but she came like saying something. You see, like trying to tell me something. well, everyone interprets their own way, but I mean, she had never done that before. Just beautiful. So anyway, Frankie and I, we are good friends.
Yeah.
So everybody's commenting, and this has been going on since before the interview with you, ever since Joan announced that she was going to be interviewing you, that your book has made us laugh, it has made us cry, it has made us angry, it has moved us in so many emotions. I'm seeing all the posts with similar comments. So I just wanted to let you know that we all absolutely adored your book. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We absolutely
Wonderful.
loved it. And if you haven't read it yet, go get it. Run. Oops. There we go. Run. Don't walk. Get the book. It's fantastic. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, any other questions, Claudia?
Sorry about that.
Lost Claudia. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. No questions.
Oh,
just people saying how much they love Thula Thula. They're just thanking you. So yeah, it's just everybody just absolutely love the book and loves Thula Thula, and we will be visiting you. We promise.
We will be visiting you. Yeah,
waiting for you. Our elephant family, we call them the elephant family. They're waiting for you.
I'm a fan. Personally, I'm a big fan of Thabo, but that's besides the point. And then I'm assuming this comment, even though it doesn't have a name, it's from Marie-Christine, and it says Bonjour d'un compatriote. I think I said that right.
Bonjour.
D'un compatriote. Bonjour d'un compatriote.
Ah, d'accord. Okay. Merci. But the book is in French, huh? The book has been translated in French, German, Dutch, and that's it. Well, English, German, and French, and Dutch so far.
Yes, it was
That's
Marie-Christine.
awesome.
And then Christina Hope wants to know if she can come live there. And for those who want to donate, I will be posting the donation link on the actual Facebook pages so that you can share it to your friends as well. If I post it in the comments, you won't be able to share it to your community and your friends on Facebook. I will post the links and I'll make it shareable. And Marie,
wonderful. You know what we can propose is to adopt our elephant or rhinos. We send you. We've got an elephant family tree with all the names of our elephants, and each one of them has an ID card. So what we do, you have a look on the website, on the Thula Thula website conservation page. There is an elephant family tree, and you choose your elephant, and then donation is per month or per year, the way you want. Then we send you the photo and the ID book, the characters, the date of birth, and so on, of that elephant. And same with our rhinos. Voila. So you got some of them are very special of our elephants. But if you go into our Facebook,
okay, I will put that up as well.
It's fantastic, wonderful.
Okay, and then Marie-Christine says, I will tell my friends in Europe about your about Thula Thula. And then Bernadette Sector, she is a holistic vet in New Jersey, says, Francoise, you and your work are amazing. Keep going. All the animals need you. Anna Maria Zuwaga says, thank you for a beautiful and inspiring story. And Lena Shero, in response to adopting one of the elephants or the rhino, says, oh my God, how cool is that? Thank you, thank you. I'm already crying because I want to adopt so many of them. So I need to make a lot of money.
I want to adopt all of them.
Cheryl Williams wants to know, how many rhinos do you have right now?
4. We've got 4 rhinos. We've got 2 females, 1 male, and 1 little baby, 1 month old. She's 1 month old today, actually. It's her first month. First birthday, her name is Sissy. And it's wonderful. It's a real blessing because we lost the first daughter of Mona, that we call Lisa. She died in January. We were all devastated, so devastated from the viral infection. And we got a little bundle of joy. A little Sissy, we just arrived 1 month old. It's adorable. So we got 4 rhinos at the moment, and we're going to get more. We're going to get more. It's important.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who wrote. Somebody wrote, "We definitely want to adopt an elephant." Who said that? Let me see. It's going to show up. So you're going to have a lot of adopted animals after this. I promise.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I'm
And if they want,
sure
I think my email
everywhere.
address is on the. My email address is somewhere on the link page. The link I gave you. But they can email me, and I can send the elephant family tree, and then they can choose. Voila.
Okay. Okay. So that's it for the questions. Joan.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. And I know that we will see you again
Wonderful.
in
But
person.
thank you so much. Wonderful time with you ladies. Thank you so much. You're having a date now because we're at night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wish you a beautiful day, and take care of yourself, everyone. Please take care of yourself. Huh? Stay safe. That's the most important thing in those days, and we shall survive these terrible times.
And I
All
have
together.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, I have one more comment, which I think sums this up. Thank you so much for the very challenging and important. Here it is. For the very challenging and important work that you are doing. I love your book and all of Anthony's. They inspire me to do more. Oh, and she
Thank
wants
you.
to know, do the elephants still return on the anniversary of Anthony's death?
They did it for 3 years. This year they came back on the 5th of March. Not the same. I think the most important thing was the first 3 years. It was spectacular. That was really unique. The other years, no, not really. But 3 years in a row, that's not bad. That was quite extraordinary.
Incredible. And then Kathy Mary Boyer says, I've been in tears through most of this interview. Stop, Kathy, you're going to make me cry. Thank you, Francoise, for answering the call on your life. You are an amazing inspiration to me, and I know all of us. So thank you.
Thank you so much. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. You know, I just want to tell you a little story that I've got a lady from the States. She emailed me a few months ago, and she told me, Françoise, my dream has always been to buy a game reserve in Africa. But now that I've read your book, I've changed my mind.
Well, I think that we don't need to buy one. We need to back up the people that are doing it. And we're going to send you and your herd and your rhinos and all the animals in your preserve big prayers of safety and protection. And you will be with us in our prayers.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all these beautiful comments. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much for everything. And we keep in touch. All right?
Yeah, definitely.
Love.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. I don't know